What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and in today's video, I am bringing you guys another YOLO play. If you remember my last YOLO play, MRNJ, we got in there for a nice short squeeze. I threw in $1,200 and it went up overnight, over 100%, and I ended up taking some nice gains on that, and a lot of you guys banked on that one. Well, today's stock is an even bigger deal than that, and a lot bigger of a deal because this one actually has the chance to be insane long-term. The DD, the due diligence, for those of you who do not know what that means, the research that you do on the company, this is actually really, really good, and most of the time you do not get a company like this on the OTC. In that regard, it reminds me a lot of TSNP, so I'm just very excited to see what's gonna happen with this company. I got 70,000 shares of this company, and it's currently trading at around 10 cents. So you do the math on that. That is significantly more than my YOLO investment on MRNJ. So I really think this one can be big. You know me, I don't like to risk a lot. I'm currently down 200 unrealized, but I mean, this thing is just all over the place. So I'm really not that worried about it, but I mean, every single penny this moves, I lose $700. So keep that in mind with the size of my investment. That is how excited I am about the prospects of this company, and I really think it has a chance to be big. So let me dive into my computer, explain exactly why I bought so many shares of this company, and explain, what I think is going to be happening with it and what we can expect from it in the future. Also, just want to do my disclaimer. This is not investment advice, guys. This is a very risky stock. Obviously, you could lose 100% of your investment, so be extremely careful. Don't invest anything that you can't afford to lose. I am not a financial advisor. Always consult with a professional. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's go do it. All right, guys, the wait is over. The suspense is over. The company is called Mitesco Inc., and this is the ticker MITI. It is an OTC company, so you cannot buy this on Robinhood. You're going to be charged a fee if you try to buy it on TD Ameritrade. That's why I like Fidelity. There's no fees to buy this. And you can see here, I bought 70,000 shares of this bad boy. Right now, I'm unrealized $139 negative. This spread is pretty nasty right now, so I mean, it could easily downtick if someone tries to sell on the bid, and I could be down $1,000 or more. But I'm really not too worried about it, just because I'm very, very excited for the future of this company. Honestly, once I've done my research, it's exciting. So, hopefully you guys will see that and be on the same page with me once you see this. So, Mitesco, starting off, is the Latin word for progress. All this information comes from the company's website and calls with their CEO and executives, etc. So if you guys want to do that, I'll drop some links below in the description so you guys can check that out. So really what they are an acquisitions company in the United States and in Europe within the healthcare and healthcare technologies sectors. And what they do is they bring the acquisitions together to create points of leverage and economies of scales for these different companies. And basically they have expertise in raising capital and then using that to expand these business models that are already working well, but they're struggling to expand and get off the ground, if that makes sense. And their main thing that they have right now is it's multi-unit national footprint of clinics that help solve for primary care issues that Americans are facing. And to my understanding, this is similar to an urgent care center, if you've ever been to that, but just doing it better. And it's a way better alternative for primary care, if that makes sense. And just continuing on so you guys can see, basically what the company has done in the last, here, let me go right here. All right, so here you can see, this is the website for the company. It's investorrelations.mitescoinc.com. And you can see their latest presentation. If you go right here, overview, you can see the latest presentation. I pulled it up right here. And this is what they've done. So they got this acquisition of, it used to be called MyCare, and they renamed it to avoid potential, I think, copyright or trademark issues. They renamed it to The Good Clinic. And they opened their first one in Minneapolis, and they're expanding very, very rapidly. The goal is to open a bunch more in the next year and a half. And I really expect some good things from this. And they continue, their plan is to continue to acquire and basically continue to scale this up. Continue with their acquisitions, not only this one, but any other ones that they can find that are good fits. And definitely do your research on this company. There's a ton of really good information in this investor presentation. We can also see here that something that's very important about OTC companies is the fact that they are trying to minimize the dilution from alternative financing. And they're doing this with preferred shares, which are not tradable as normal shares. So like, typically speaking, an OTC company might sell 200 million shares is out of the blue to raise money for their company, and that really screws over people who are currently holding shares. Well, the thing is about this company, it only has a 90 million float. You remember TSNP? They have what? I mean, it's in the billions, their shares outstanding. I'm not positive what the float is, but I mean, it's massive, man. And this company has a way smaller float than that. And I think because of that, it has the potential to move a lot more. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with that. And again, they're looking for the pursuit of acquisitions of all of these healthcare companies and just merging them together and using a, what is the word for it? Like, I guess a holding company to make them all better together, if that makes sense. And the reason that I like this investment so much is because the management team is out of this world, especially for an OTC company. So if I go here to the board of directors, you can see all these guys have a ton of really good experience. I mean, I'm not going to go read all these because there's a lot, but I mean, you can see they have a ton of really good experience. In one of their press releases, they talk about the fact that that company that they acquired that's now called the Good Clinic, you can see right here. The executive team at the Good Clinic includes several of the key executives who brought Minute Clinic to scale, which was acquired by CVS for $170 million in 2006. So these people are like, they're the real deal, man. You don't ever find executives this great on OTC companies like this. And they think it has some big potential, and they think that it's very similar to the trajectory of this particular company right here. And I just want to pull it up for you so you guys can see. It is called MTBC. Now, this might not look like anything special, but basically MTBC, they said in their interview, in one of the interviews with the CEO, they see a very similar growth trajectory to MTBC. And this company raised money by going to the capital markets, expanded via growth and acquisitions, and they were similar in their starting point, and they grew in excess of $100 million in revenue within 3 years. If you go back and look at just the last 2 years, this company was trading at as low as 58 cents a share, and it got all the way up to $13.40. So MITI, the goal for this company, based on everything that I'm hearing, it looks like their goal is to continue to expand and actually get on the NASDAQ, from what I can tell, because they are doing everything in their power to be reputable as a company. If you go back, we can go to the SEC filings. Look at all the SEC filings for this company. And I didn't really understand the full importance of filing with the SEC, but apparently this is not something that a sketchy OTC company is going to do, because A, it adds increased scrutiny, and B, it adds an increased financial, an increased financial pressure, because obviously there's costs, accounting costs, submitting all these documents and making sure you're all updated. So you only do this if you're planning on being reputable as a company and you intend on growing. If you're a sketchy company, you're not going to go to the effort of having all these SEC filings. And obviously this is not my area of expertise, so if you guys know more about this, feel free to drop a comment below and explain what your thoughts are on this company. But I am very excited, and I really think this is going to be a big one. And if it has even slightly close to the potential of MTBC, I really think this one could absolutely take off, and we could be in dollar range and potentially be getting listed on the NASDAQ in the next few years. So I'm just excited to see what comes. Honestly, that's pretty much the point of this video. Again, I'm unrealized. I mean, big for me. You can see I try to make $50 to $100 a day trading. So the fact that I'm unrealized 330 right now is kind of a big deal. But I really think this thing is going to go wild. And this is my YOLO play. So if you guys feel like hopping in, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I really think this thing could be big. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Again, don't put anything in you can't miss. You can't lose, because this could drop. If you look at this chart, I mean, there's easily room to drop down to 2 cents. So I have $7,000 in there. I could lose 6,000 of that, or 5,500 of that. So that's what I'm risking on this trade. And yeah, man, I'm excited to see what this management team brings, because you go through it, man, and it's exciting. That's kind of the point from this video. So I mean, they have a ton of different different things that they're working on within their holding company. There's a lot of different technologies that they're bringing together. All these acquisitions, you can see they've got a lot of stuff, man. In Europe and in Colorado, their goal is to expand all over the country with this good clinic model. And if we just continue down here, I mean, they have a lot of areas of improvement, operating advantages, if that makes sense, over the typical companies that you're seeing in this industry. And there's a lot of areas where they have that. So if you look at this, I mean, this goes over all that. But I mean, they have a lot of advantages. I'll let you guys, again, I'll let you guys go through this because I'm not going to take the time to walk through every single slide of a 50 slide deck. But you can see here, it looks like in all these areas, they have a lot of advantages. And that's all I'm saying, man. So do your research. I think it's a good investment. Obviously, I don't know as much as I could or should know about this, but listening to this interview, also definitely recommend doing this.
To Metesco back on April 24th, 2020.
They'd speak with the CEO and one other person, I forget exactly who, but definitely very interesting interview and gives you kind of an idea of what they think the growth potential for this is. So if this has anything close to the potential that MTBC had, again, MTBC from 50 cents all the way up to $15. So if it goes anywhere close to that, if this can get on the NASDAQ, man, this thing is going absolutely crazy. So do your research. Don't take my word for it. Again, consult with a professional if you need to. And yeah, guys, hopefully you find this video helpful. If you found it helpful and you made it this far, please drop a thumbs up because it really helps out my channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together.
Besar tu boca si te despiertas, mi tiempo también es tuyo porque me inspiras. Solo quiero que seas la única que así me mira.